Hello my dear students, welcome back. I hope you are all fine. Now back again to the new Hello course. And now let's start with the unit. Good morning my dear friends. Let's start with Unit 6 different environments. Unit 6 different environments. Of course, from the title of the unit, it seems that this unit will discuss environments and conditions about environments. Let's start. Let's start with new words and meaning. Air pollution, drought, polluted, presentation, changing, bar chart, attractive, fuel, transport, present. Let's go on reading the new words. Electricity, comparison, conclusion, temperature, serious, countryside, average, climate change, locate, nature reserve, podcast, coral reef, environment matters, Ministry of Tourism. Ministry of Tourism. And now let's start with words and opposites. Famous or known, unknown, connected, disconnected, north, south, east, west, delicious, terrible, less, more, least, most, real, unreal, problem, solution, usual, unusual, dry, wet, clean, dirty, or polluted. Of course, these words and opposites. So famous or known is the opposite of unknown. Connected is the opposite of disconnected. North and south, east and west, delicious, terrible. These words all has opposites. For example, I have a problem, but one of my friends finds solution to it. Okay? Our desert is dry, and another area it may be wet, and so on. Let's start with conjugation of irregular verbs. Think, thought, thought, show, showed, shown, grow, grew, grown, catch, caught, caught, know, knew, known, make, made, made, teach, taught, taught, burn, burnt, burnt, lead, led, led. Expressions and prepositions. Now let's start with them expressions and prepositions. On a radio news program, work to plus infinitive, dangerous place to live. Like when we say some places in the jungle it's very dangerous place to live. On a top of, make something clean, make comparison, make conclusion, present something to, go with, form of transport, take home, as a result, as a result. Another words with meaning, so that, make something or some place greener along the river, famous or known for, spotlight on, when you spotlight on, which means you focus on something or you highlight something. Stop something from, okay? Stop something from. Be made from. Of course, when we say be made from, be here means in the present am, is, or are, and in the past was or were. Stop plus ing. Be located in, and we said what do we mean by be. Important for. Be grown in, as usual. Do water sports. Be connected to. Be connected to. And let's start with comparative adjective. We have two kinds of adjectives. We have short adjectives and long adjectives. When we compare between two people or two things in a short adjective, we put adjective plus er plus than, like tall, taller than, short, shorter than, hot, hotter than, and so on. If the adjective is long, so we put more or less plus adjective plus than. So we can say that lions are more dangerous than dogs, but dogs are less dangerous than lions. And now let's start with words and opposites. Famous or known, unknown, connected, disconnected, north, south, east, west, delicious, terrible, less, more, least, most, real, unreal, problem, solution, usual, unusual, dry, wet. Now we can start with as adjective as. When we want to say that they are the same, like droughts are as serious as floods. Ahmed is as tall as Umar. If we have, for example, twin, so we say that Huda is as old as Dina. So this means Huda and Dina are in the same age. Okay? But if someone is not as the other one in the adjective, we'll say not as plus adjective as. So Australia is not as hot as Africa. Okay? Dogs are not as fast as cheetahs. And dogs are not as dangerous as lions. Okay? Now let's start with the present simple tense. Active and passive. Active and passive. Okay? We start by the active in the present simple. Of course, we put the infinitive, like I play football. And if we want to add he, she, it, or any subject noun, we say infinitive plus s or es or ies. Like I play football, he plays. I watch TV, she watches or he watches. In the passive, we say am, is, are plus pp. But keep in mind that the object of the sentence, it comes at first. Okay? The object of the sentence, it comes at first. Let's start now with the sentences. My brother helps me. I am helped. If you want to say by my brother, no problem. If you want to say I'm helped, no problem. We know Tanta for its delicious sweets. Tanta is known for its delicious sweets. Okay? In the negative form, in the active we add don't or doesn't plus infinitive. This is in the active form, don't or doesn't plus infinitive. Like we don't play tennis, Omar doesn't eat sweets. If we want to add the passive form of the same tense, of course, verb to be, am, is, are, we add not, and then the past participle. Tennis is not played. Sweets are not eaten. Okay? And in the question form, yes or no question, in the active form, we say do plus subject plus infinitive. And if the subject is he, she, or it, it's does. Does he, she, it plus infinitive. Like, do people speak English in Brazil? Does Salma study math and science? In the passive form, we am, is, are plus subject plus PP. Of course, here the object which comes between am, is, are and the past participle, like is English spoken by people in Brazil, or is English spoken in Brazil? Okay. Are math and science studied by Salma, or are math and science studied? And now with WH questions, we add WH word, do or does, subject plus infinitive. Like, where do you buy your clothes? Who cooks lunch in your family? And in the passive form, we add WH word, am, is, are, plus object plus past participle. Where are your clothes bought? Who is lunch cooked by in your family? Now let's start with some exercise. Read and correct the underlined words. Iraq isn't as hotter as Saudi Arabia. The traffic in Cairo is as noisy as, or is as noisy than, Marsa Alam. Cars became faster as before. From Cairo to Alexandria is far than Mansoura. The city known for its chips. A lot of oranges are growing along the river. The books have put on the bookshelf by Jana. The bike is rode by Ismail. The bike is rode by Ismail.